2 by 3, 3 by 4, 4 by 6, 5 by 7, 8 by 10. What is the best aspect ratio for headshots? Or does it even matter? Hello world, my name is Matt Spa and I'm a photographer, videographer, and the youngest of 5 in Atlanta, Georgia. Today's video is about aspect ratios in photography, and particularly the ideal ratio for headshots when creating online galleries for prints. If you're new here, my channel focuses on all things audio, video, and photo related. If you like that kind of stuff, I hope you'll consider subscribing. The first question we have to ask is, does it even matter? I mean, obviously, I'm taking the time to make this video and you're taking the time to watch it, so we'll conclude that at the very least, it matters to you and me. In a sense, it doesn't matter, but being aware of it can help you maximize your sensor real estate and save you some work, particularly if you're doing high volume shoots. Recently, I was photographing the students and staff of a local private school. In addition to providing digital files for the yearbook and website, I was anticipating print sales, and I wanted to do two things. One, I want to keep all my subjects proportionate to one another, and I want to crop the gallery images to look good no matter what print size someone ordered. If you want to see how I keep all my subjects proportionate when doing a high volume shoot, you can watch my high volume headshots video. The audio is terrible in that video, and I apologize. It was in this tiled room with pretty high ceilings, but the information is pretty solid if I say so myself. When it comes to aspect ratio, in the grand scheme of things, you can always just shoot wide and fix it later. If you're going to screw this up, that's how you want to do it. Shoot too wide. You'll lose a little resolution by cropping in, but it's always easier to crop your images than it is to add background information to fill the frame on an awkward crop. But hopefully, if I can share this information in a way that makes sense, and you apply it when shooting and cropping your images, you'll save yourself a lot of time and hassle, and maybe even the cost of a few reprints. When I'm creating 300 or 400 individual headshot galleries for people in a company or school to order prints from, I'm not going to create separate cropped images for each aspect ratio, and I don't want to have to go in and check every single order placed to make sure the crop looks good. I want to publish one image that I know will work at all aspect ratios no matter where the default crop falls. My camera only gives me 2 ratio options, 3:2 and 16:9. So what happens when I frame everything up nicely at 3:2, which vertically is 2 by 3, of course, but someone orders an 8 by 10 print? If they're ordering from an online gallery, the image will be automatically cropped. Default cropping crops in the same amount from either both sides or the top and bottom of the image. In the 8 by 10 example, by default, the top and bottom are going to get cut off. Depending on your framing, this could be a real problem. So I need to provide a gallery image that will keep that from happening, but which proportion is going to do that? Here we see the most common print sizes in proportion to each other. And for what it's worth, I created these graphics using the Better Shapes plugin for Final Cut Pro by Surge M. If you've ever hit the limitations of Final Cut Pro's built-in shape generator, you will absolutely love this plugin. It's a free download. You don't have to subscribe or like or give your email address or anything. It's just plain old free. Big thanks to Surge M for his awesome plugins and his generosity to the Final Cut Pro community. Link above and in the description. Okay, right off the bat, we can dump the 4 by 6 because that aspect ratio is the same as 2 by 3. In a standard vertical headshot, our subject's head is going to be somewhere in the top half of the frame, which means the vertical information in the shot is more crucial than the horizontal information. If we're going to lose something, we need to lose it on the sides. So as long as our gallery image uses the proportion with the shortest height, we're good. If we scale all of these sizes up to a common width, we'll see that the aspect ratio with the shortest height is the 8 by 10. So that's the proportion for our final gallery. But again, my camera only gives me 2 aspect ratios, 3:2 and 16:9. The closest ratio is 3:2, so that's what I use. But now I know I'm still going to lose information on the top and bottom, which I need to account for when I frame up the shot. If I divide the entire frame into thirds vertically and horizontally, we get what's called a rule of thirds grid. Using the grid, I always try to shoot with the eyes falling somewhere near the upper horizontal line. At the 3:2 aspect ratio, this sometimes looks like there's too much empty space above the subject's head, but this ensures that I have plenty of background to be able to size the subject to that 8:10 final size. There's one more thing you need to keep in mind when cropping for prints. You'll lose an average of 1/4 of an inch of edge space on all 4 sides if Grandma wants to put little Jimmy's photo in a frame. That space gets eaten up by the lip that holds the glass and the other frame contents in place. So set your camera to shoot 3:2, but make your final crop 8:10, and make sure you leave enough breathing room for your subject to sit nicely in a frame. I hope this was helpful, particularly to those of you who are working on high volume sessions. If you have any questions or thoughts on this topic, I do my very best to respond to every single comment that I get. If you liked this video, tell the world by giving me a thumbs up, and again, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.